Guide to the Separate Discharge Mark System with the Korea Environment Corporation. The Separate Discharge Mark System refers to system for the easy separation and discharge of packages subject to mandatory recycling, raising the separation collection rate of recyclable waste, and facilitating producers to meet mandatory recycling requirement. Packages subject to the separate discharge mark are paper packs, metal cans, glass bottles, and packages made of synthetic resin materials used for products such as food and beverages, agriculture and livestock products, detergent, pharmaceuticals, and quasi drugs. In particular, all packages made of synthetic resin materials are subject to the separate discharge mark, regardless of which product they pack. Products that are not packages are not subject to the separate discharge mark system. Typical products are plastic toys, tumblers, and plastic containers. Products themselves are not subject to the separate discharge mark. Although packages may be subject to the separate discharge mark, depending on the package materials, toys, tumblers, and plastic containers are not subject to the separate discharge mark if sold as a product. Paper is also not subject to the separate discharge mark. Examples include boxes made of a single layer of paper, tubes made of paper, and single-side coated paper. If producers autonomously want to place separate discharge marks on their packages, which are not subject to the separate discharge mark, they must submit an application for the designation of the separate discharge mark to the Korea Environment Corporation under the Ministry of Environment and obtain approval from the corporation for the separate discharge mark. When displaying a separate discharge mark, the markers should be easily identified by printing, engraving, or labeling and be at least 8 mm in length and width. Multi-layered packages with multiple separate parts should have a separate discharge mark for each part of the package. Some of the typical separate discharge mark designs are as follows. Packages of synthetic resin containers should use the plastic mark design. Synthetic resin film and sheet-type packages should use the vinyl mark design. The can mark design is only for steel and aluminum materials. The glass mark design is for glass bottles, and paper packs are divided into general pack and sterilized pack marks depending on the materials used. The separate discharge mark can be downloaded from the website of the Korea Environment Corporation or the Expanded Producer Responsibility Scheme. The other mark design is for plastic and vinyl packaging materials, as well as synthetic resin materials that do not belong to PET, HDPE, LDPE, PS, or PP, or composite material that contain 2 or more synthetic resins, or material containing glycol-modified PET, PETG, etc. The coating and lamination, etc. mark was newly added through an amendment and has been enforced since January 2022. This mark design is used when other materials are attached to paper packs, polystyrene PSP, PET bottles, or other synthetic resin containers or trays using coating or lamination methods that do not allow separation. Typical examples are containers made of tube material in which synthetic resin and aluminum are combined, paper packs in which the weight of the stoppers and miscellaneous components exceeds 10% of the total weight, and non-special rubber cosmetic containers in which matter is achieved. For containers in which the surface area of each packing material is less than the scale, the capacity of the content is less than 30 ml or 30 grams, and the packaging materials are technically difficult to mark in terms of material structure are exempted from the SDMS. In addition, for multi-layer packages with parts that belong to numbers 1, 2, and 3, the material for the parts can be collectively indicated based on an important part. The separate discharge collective mark refers to displaying the separate discharge mark based on a major component of multi-layer packages, etc., and listing the materials of other components at the top, bottom, left, and right, adjacent to the mark collectively. For multi-layer packages that cannot be separated, the separated discharge mark can be displayed in one place of the main part. And for multi-layer packages with paper and synthetic resin materials, the collective mark can be displayed on the packages made of paper material without an additional designation approval process. We ask for your participation using the correct SDMS and effort to separation and discharge recyclable waste. The Korea Environment Corporation.